This show is brought to you by Victor Naraki Realtor, experienced real estate agent serving Disney and the greater Orlando area of celebratingflorida.com. Have you ever dreamed of living where the magic happens? Victor Naraki has made that dream come true for himself and others. One of the biggest decisions you'll make when considering a move is selecting a realtor who can successfully match you with the right home in the right location at the right price. If you're looking to buy or sell in the Orlando area, here's why Victor is the realtor you'll want in your corner. Victor knows the Disney area like the back of his house. By creating a free, no-obligation account on his website, celebratingflorida.com, you'll unlock the website's full potential and be able to enter specific criteria, save listings, and browse new properties sent to your email. Is it time to follow your dream? Victor is looking forward to helping you discover the real estate opportunities that are right for you in this beautiful and fun-filled part of Florida. Visit celebratingflorida.com today or view Victor's view at victorsvista.com and let Victor know the Solo Show sent you.
My goodness, you're all staring at us. We better start the show rolling.
Broadcasting from the Solo Studios, located on the set of the Swedish Iron Chef's kitchen here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, in the center of North America, on this little planet we call Earth, this is the Solo Show. On this edition, Stan welcomes to the guest host chair the man behind the Now That's Disney Facebook group page, David Picciano. It's a top 5 show as David and Stan decide which attractions are going in their backyards. It's complicated. So now, please welcome your host, a guy who owns a set of autographed green flipper slippers, Stan Solo.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Solo Show. I am Stan Solo and I am here with a good friend of mine. You must know him, David Picciano. Picciano. What is that? Portuguese? What is that?
It's like Portuguese or Irish or something. I think.
Italian, a good Italian name.
It's extremely Italian, I believe, and a little bit French and English on my dad's side.
Yeah. So David has a Facebook group page. Now That's Disney. And what are you're getting close to 5,000?
We're just under 5,000. I think we're close to 4,800. Yeah, we're teetering at 5,000.
Yeah. So if you're a Disney fan and you're not on Now That's Disney Facebook page, why aren't you? That's the place to be.
Right.
And Dave made me an admin, so that just goes to show how great that page is.
Exactly. If Stan's an admin, then it's a great page. Group page.
Exactly. And on that Facebook page, Dave and I, we do a live show every Saturday night. It's a lot of fun. Tune in, listen to us. It's Disney topics all the time, eh?
Right. Yeah, it's a Disney show, Disney topics, but every Saturday night you can count on Stan and myself going live. And just sometimes we have people on, sometimes it's just us, but we always have a great time.
Yeah. And it's supposed to be an hour, but we always go over.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You can't help it but get over.
Yeah. And we talk a little Disney news and we play games or different things. It's a lot of fun. It's a live show. It's a Disney live show. You tune in. It's fun.
Yeah. I look forward to it every week.
It's my favorite part of the week.
Yeah,
is doing that live show. I look forward to it so much. So Dave wanted to be on the Solo Show, and I said, absolutely, you can come on the Solo Show. And we were going to we had to come up with a topic. We didn't know what to talk about. So I said, you know what? A couple weeks ago, it's almost a month now. I like watching on CBS. They have Sunday morning. I've been watching it for years, and it's always human interest, neat stories. So they had a story on there, and it wasn't Disney related at all. And I said, hey, let's do that. But we're going to put a Disney twist on it.
We're a Disney show, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to put a Disney twist on it. So I'm going to play. It's a 4-minute approximately newscast on Sunday morning on CBS. I'll play you the audio version. You can hear it, and that gave us our idea for today's show. So you ready?
I'm ready to go.
All right. You haven't heard this yet, have you?
I have not, but this is the idea of the show and where we got our premise from.
So David's going to hear the idea right now. Okay.
Yeah, here it is.
Now the subject is recreational hardware with our Luke Burbank.
It was just one short month ago.
I was like, oh!
That Logan Bowden was on the local TV news in Portland, Oregon, celebrating the resurgence of pinball.
We as Quarterworld really wanted to make sure that there was places other than big arcades to be able to get your pinball fix in.
Quarterworld, which Bowden manages, has its own arcade and even rents machines to bars and pizza shops around town. And it's one of the reasons Portland has more pinball machines per capita than any other place in the country. But, of course, last month feels like a long time ago now. On March 13th, the Quarterworld arcade was shut down because of COVID-19, and Logan had to lay off almost his entire staff.
It was gut-wrenching. I mean, the arcade, like that's your job. That's how you support yourself.
Bowden made the decision the day before Oregon had its first reported death from the virus.
An arcade, in its essence, is a very hands-on. You're touching everything. And there is not enough Clorox in the world to be able to be, like, following someone around cleaning games. So, like, we just had to pull the plug.
But then, Quarterworld earned a bonus round.
Right now, we're trying to...
Bowden and his staff had the idea to offer month-long home rentals of pinball and arcade games.
I don't want to risk it more than we need to, all right? So.
Meaning, he was able to hire back at least some of his staff.
Unfortunately, there are businesses that are not going to survive this. And I'm just doing everything in my power to make sure that everyone that we had to lay off has some place to come back to.
Each machine is cleaned and then packed at their warehouse, which contains over 750 vintage games. Then they're delivered to Portlanders, hungry for a little home entertainment that doesn't involve a digital screen.
One thing to ask, is anybody in your household feeling under the weather or sick?
Still, Logan and his crew say they're cognizant of the dangers that come with human contact.
People are opening their doors and letting us come into their safe zone, and we want to make sure that they know that they are safe. We're taking all the precautions to make sure that they're safe, but also I'm making sure that my guys are safe.
Bowden says now, more than ever, there's something therapeutic about the old-school nature of his games.
I feel like they remind you of kind of a happier time. You either see or play these classic cabinets in an arcade or in a bar or a pizza place or a restaurant.
He's an avid pinball player himself and sounds almost zen when he talks about the game.
You know, unlike a lot of like classic arcade games, that turtle that you gotta jump on level 2, he's always gonna be there. He's not going away, but every game of pinball is always different.
I ask you to comply with the spirit of the law so that...
On March 23rd, when Oregon Governor Kate Brown ordered all non-essential businesses to close, Quarterworld's team rushed to deliver their machines to customers stuck at home, in case it would be their last chance. All told, Logan's crew have been able to rent and deliver nearly 100 games. One of those lucky recipients was Samantha Swindler.
I've always wanted a pinball machine.
A reporter for the city's newspaper, The Oregonian.
I feel like totally privileged to be able to just sit at home and play pinball and feel like I am helping in that way by not harming people by going out.
A timely thought as we battle this virus. If you're not a healthcare worker or delivery driver on the front lines, you can still do your part by just staying home. And who knows, maybe playing a game of pinball.
So there you have it. So what a brilliant idea this guy came up with.
That's a great idea and a good premise for our topic.
Yeah. So we're not going to be renting pinball machines. We're not going to be picking our top 5 favorite pinball machines. We're going to be picking our top 5 attractions we would rent to bring home for a month.
Right, like on a much bigger scale. If we could possibly afford it, fathom it, envision it, That's what we're doing.
Exactly. So David's going to have 5 months worth of attractions in his yard. I'm going to have 5 months of attractions in my yard. And if you're at home and you're playing along, what attractions would you have in your yard? Yeah, that's the question. Yeah. So, and there's a little bit of Disney magic in here because 99% of the attractions that are at Disney will not fit.
Yeah, you got to have a big backyard.
So I thought this would be a fun topic. And
it is.
I thought that kudos to the guy from Portland for coming up with this idea of renting his machines to people's homes.
Yeah, definitely.
How awesome would that be?
Yeah, I mean, this time of crisis has definitely made a lot of business owners kind of like go in a different direction. And I'm really happy to see so many people thinking outside the box with their small businesses and like, he's renting pinball out to people's house when people used to go there and play. So what a great idea, really.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. So, David, let's get right into it.
Let's dive into it.
What is your number 5? What attraction are you having Disney coming and set up in your house, your yard, your basement? Where is this going to be set up? What are you picking?
So these all basically have to be outside in my backyard, but a bigger backyard. And I didn't choose the attractions that I love the most. I chose attractions that I do love, but also they have to have rideability, right? And repeatability, because I could ride Flight of Passage all day long. But it's going to get boring after a while, I think, right? So you have to have
exactly.
Like there's got to be a repeatability here and a difference. So I'm going to say my number 5 out of the 5 that I picked is something that we barely do when we go to Disney World as a family, but it's Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin, because it's a game.
Good one.
Right, it's a game. When we ride it, we have fun. There's always, we're a family of 3. There's always 2 in the front, 1 in the back, or vice versa. And you're challenging each other and you want to see your score, right? So I'm going with rideability here. I'm going with a game atmosphere. It's not a ride, but it's a game. And the fact that your score can change each time, that's what keeps it fun and fresh, right? So although for me that attraction can get a little loud once in a while, I still love it, and I think we should do it more as a family. So that's what I'm picking as my number 5.
That's an excellent one. And not only that, after having it in your yard for a month,
right,
when it does go back to Disney World and you go back to Disney World, you're going to be a Master Commander every time.
I want to get that 99999 that I see so many people, that Space Ranger score that they get, and they get a sticker at the end. I want that score.
Oh, I know. Same here. I try so hard to get it. I can't figure. I don't even know what dot is mine. That's the problem.
Oh, I barely get it. Exactly. That's why I need more time. I need a whole month in my yard.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great one. I love that one a lot. I kind of went on the same basis as you. I didn't go with, yes, I love Haunted Mansion. I would love to have Haunted Mansion in my backyard, but you ride it 10 times in a row, might not want to ride it 11th.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So I kind of went with more practical ones as well. So my number 5 is the TTA.
Yeah.
And because I'm still going to work, now I'm back to a normal schedule. But for a while there, I was working 7 days a week. And I would have the TTA just take me straight to work.
Right.
And I'd have a depot there. I'd have a depot in my backyard. How convenient would that be?
Yeah, it would be. Ticket and transportation, right?
Yeah. And that'd be awesome. Just hop into, go out my door, out my backyard, up a flight of steps, over everybody's homes. Yeah, I can have the audio playing. And over here is this Five Guys, and to your left you'll see the 7-Eleven.
Right, and on your way to work, you still get that view of everything that's incorporated into Disney, but you're going to work, unfortunately. But still, you get an enjoyable ride.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that was my number 5. So I thought that was a fun one.
Yeah, it is, and that's what this idea makes you think of. Kind of, what do you like to do? Maybe you don't do it that much, but you have to think about what's not going to get boring all the time, right? You got to keep it realistic and fresh.
Yeah. So what's your number 4?
This is tough. I mean, this really is tough. And so my number 4 is right along the line of the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. It's Toy Story, because again, it changes every time. Although the boards are the same, your score is going to change. Yep. You can get better or worse as this game goes along. It's a video game. You're sitting inside of a ride car, and you're playing with the people on your car and whoever's got the best board. And every time I play it, I just want to get better at it. So, my family, go ahead.
I want to get past Beaver level.
Right, yeah, like
on the scoreboard.
And I know there's ways to score more, right? Like you hear about it, just like Space Ranger Spin. You hear on Toy Story Mania, there's certain things you should be hitting. And that's what I look for every time that I play it. Like, you know, if I have to think of a con, I might get dizzy every time I ride of it, like because you're spinning and the cars do swing a little heavy. So you might get a little dizzy, even if somebody who doesn't get motion sickness, but still, it's so much fun to play every time and see who.
Hey, if I can ride it, anyone can ride it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, if you can do it and you're not, you know, getting sick at the end of it, you're good to go.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that one. That's an excellent choice as well. My number 4 is Living with the Land.
Oh yeah.
Now this one has 2 things in it. Well, actually 3. So you got the boat ride, and because it's in my backyard, I could take the boats out, get an inner tube, and now I got a lazy river.
Yeah, so you're just floating around.
Just floating around, plus fresh vegetables, fresh fish, right in my backyard. The garden's there. Disney will set it all up. I'll go out, pick some lettuce, pick some tomatoes.
This is possibly on my list.
Pick some cucumbers, make a nice salad. Oh yeah.
Exactly.
I have a palm tree in my backyard in Winnipeg, one of the very few in Winnipeg.
I don't think there's many palm trees there in Winnipeg, right? I mean,
there's a couple in greenhouses and whatnot, but there isn't any outside. But in the greenhouses they do fine, so it will fit perfectly right there in my backyard. I'd love to have it.
It's a great ride if you've never done it, and it took my family a long time to get to it. Couple of years after we'd been to Disney and we did it, and we were like,
oh wow,
what were we not doing? Yeah, like why were we not doing this ride? So
no, that's a must do every trip. But can you imagine having that in your backyard, those greenhouses, and you got a built-in lazy river on top of it all?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's such a fun attraction to go through.
Yeah, exactly.
I love
so
it.
What's your number 3?
Number 3, this is the one that I kept it real. I took Pirates of the Caribbean, and I only know the Walt Disney World version of it, but I absolutely love this ride. I mean, from the smells to the atmosphere within the ride, when the boat drops down that drop, if you've never been on it, it's not a drop that's going to make somebody who doesn't really like drops like feel nauseous. It's just the unknown, because there's this dark drop, but then it dumps you into this battle scene of ships shooting cannons at each other, and the ride just takes off from there, and it's such a great ride. And that's a ride that I think I could do, although it's going to be the same, right? There's a repeat of everything. I'm going to find something different every time, because that's something I do when riding an attraction at Disney World. I always look for something new that I haven't seen before. So, there's a creepy feeling to it. There's this awesome like nostalgia from it, right? Then you have the movie aspect. So I just love Pirates.
And because it's in your backyard and not at Walt Disney World, you can get out of the boat and get right up close to the animatronics and see how it works, and go into that throne room at the end where Jack is and look at all the coins and look for hidden Mickeys and
exactly. I mean, and you can pick any version you want. I'm taking the Walt Disney World version only because it's the only one I've ridden, but you've got the Disneyland in California. You've got you've got is it Shanghai, or which one is supposed to be like amazing?
I think it's Shanghai, I believe.
Shanghai, right? Like
I believe so, yeah.
I heard it's crazy, and I know I've seen videos. I'm just trying to remember where it is, but I mean, you can get out, you can walk it instead of ride it, check it out, right?
Or you know what, like I said with my Living with the Land, park the boats, get an inner tube. How crazy would that be, taking an inner tube and going down the drop with an inner? Oh, that'd be a blast.
Exactly.
And you know that part where the cannons are? You could get right up to the ships and that with your inner tube and really explore.
Yeah. And some of those cannons, when they explode and you've got the devices in the water, popping the water, and there's water splashing, right?
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great one. I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. I kind of, you know what, my number 3 is very similar, except completely different and for a little bit different reasons, but I went with it. It's A Small World.
There you go. Yeah.
But I think I would take the Disneyland version over the Disney World version. It has the IPs and it has the great front of it.
Starts outside, right?
Yeah, it starts off outside. And I'm thinking I'm going to invite the neighborhood kids to come over and ride it too. Like the whole neighborhood can come and do this. It's perfectly fine for social distancing, because you just have everyone have their own boat and they can get into their own boat. I think it'd be a blast. It'd be like the highlight of the neighborhood for the decade.
Yes,
having that in your backyard.
Yeah, and Small World, if you've never ridden Small World before, and I've only done the Disney World version, but there's so many different rooms, right? And you have all these different cultures that are tied into it. Again, every time you ride it, you look for something new that you haven't seen the time before. Maybe where they're singing the song in a different language, character, culture, the way they're bringing that that to you. So that's what I love about these rides, is that there's always going to be something you're going to notice you didn't notice the last time.
Exactly. And if you have the Disneyland version, you got this huge clock too in your
Right,
backyard.
yeah.
It would be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. You've
Wouldn't
got a
be late for
giant
work.
clock outside, and if it's going to be the Disneyland version, you have beautiful California weather, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, they can send the weather with it.
Yeah.
And again, park the boats, get out the inner tube. How would I want to do that now? I want to ride all these attractions in inner tubes, but never
Floating
mind the
through.
boats.
The only thing that scares me about the Disney rides is the fact that in order to move the ride cars around, there's those things moving on the water, and I'm afraid that if I'm in there in an inner tube, I'm somehow going to get stuck in them, right? I'm going to get my legs squished, right?
Well, no, you just have your butt in the water and your legs hanging
just
over.
kind of like your butt's in the water, your legs are out, your back is out. Right, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm a big fan of lazy rivers. That's my favorite reason for going to the water parks is for the lazy river. Yeah.
I mean, look at the name, Lazy River. You don't have to do anything. You're just lazy in a river.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's your number. Well, we're whipping through these. Holy crap.
We are.
Number 2.
You know what? So we have an exact match. I chose Living with the Land as one of mine.
Same reason? Free food?
Right. First, number 1, it's relaxing. Second, it's educational. And third, you get unlimited access to not only fruit, you got vegetables, you've got fish, you've got herbs. To me, there's really no negative to this ride other than the fact that you're going to have to maintain the garden. But I like being outside, and I like doing that. So if
you're
I'm
not outside, you're in a greenhouse.
Well, you're
which
in
is
a
even
greenhouse.
better. You don't have to worry about it raining or
exactly. But you're still getting that beautiful sun, because if you've ridden Living with the Land, the sun, when you come through the beginning part of the ride and you get to that greenhouse part, and it's sunny out, the sun is just beating down, and it's beautiful. You have to put your sunglasses on. It's that bright. And you've got all these beautiful vegetables and fruit, and I'm thinking about right now in this time of crisis that we're going through, what do we want the most? We want food, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's like shopping and looking for food. I've got endless amounts to all different types of food, because
there's
also,
bananas and dragon
there's
fruit
fish
and
there as well. I mean,
peppers and
yeah.
The only thing they have cotton. You can make cotton toilet
They
paper.
do have
if you
cotton.
want.
They have coffee bean. I saw coffee bean. They have pineapple.
Yeah, you can make your own coffee.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
No, I think that's kind of like the creme de la creme ride to have.
Right. If you're gonna have it in your yard and you're gonna ride it, let's make it useful and take something from it. Take all of the abundance of stuff it has to offer to.
So my number 2, I kind of thought outside the box a bit, and this is something that you can only really appreciate at night. But again, this would be for the neighborhood, and I think I would probably collect donations for like food donations to feed for the homeless, or for the people that at food banks. Happily Ever After, the projection show.
Yes.
And have them shine that on my house.
It'd be great.
And with the music every night. How cool would that be?
It'd be awesome. I mean, that's an amazing show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that would be something really cool, because I'd love to someday for Halloween set up an amazing projection show on my home. Like you see some of these YouTube videos that people do that in their houses. That's something I'd love to do.
Yeah, I know. And the music that goes with it, a lot of people were upset when Wishes went away, but to me, Happily Ever After really brings out a lot of emotion. The cross between the projection, there are some fireworks, and then the music and the way it's timed, it's beautiful. And you got that on your house. It's almost, you can kind of like when Christmas time, when people drive around and look at the lights in the houses, people are going to stop and look at your house, and they're going to get out and they're going to feel emotion. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, I would set up a table and have people donate canned goods and whatnot. Yeah.
Right. You want to come watch and bring something for for donation.
And have like a sign, turn your radio to 48 FM or whatever channel that you have it set up at for people to listen to it in their car.
That is a great idea. I mean, because and everybody gathers at night to watch that. So many people leave the park with tears in their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do. Every time I hear it, and the music, the two people that sing it, and I've seen the making of it and how they together, how that whole idea was brought together. It was really well done.
Yeah, and this will allow people to leave their homes during this whole lockdown, without leaving their car, without going outside.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be too close to each other. You can be in your car and watch it.
Yeah, like a drive-in movie almost type of thing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So it's your number 1.
My number 1. This I am bringing back. The Great Movie Ride.
Ooh, that's a good one.
The Great Movie Ride is my favorite Disney attraction of all time. And there's only one negative to this is the fact that it's gone, and I'd have to rebuild it from scratch because it's been replaced by the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad. Which looks fun, right? Yeah, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. It's a lot to say. It's a great movie. It's awful. Yeah. I mean, I love this ride. You've got cast member interaction. You've got different rooms, nostalgia with it. And the end of the ride, there's all these movie clips that are tied together. And you're laughing, you're smiling, you're tearing up. It's just a great end to a ride. I always love that ride. It's always going to be my favorite. And
Did you ever do the backstage tour that you used to have?
No, I did not.
Oh, that was cool too.
You got to walk it, or did you?
It was partially walking, partially riding.
Okay.
They had like a tram tour where you rode the tram, and then you got to get out and you kind of went. What I liked was the walking part and walking through a prop warehouse.
Right.
They had different movie props, so you couldn't touch them or anything. They're behind cages and everything, but you kind of walk through the prop part. I love that. I did it in Hollywood as well. I went to the Universal Studios prop warehouse and got to walk through there, and that was amazing too. I loved it.
Yeah. If you're really into that and like how movies are made, like, and that was the old Hollywood Studios or MGM, right? That's what they were about. They had different, backstage tours, and didn't they have like a Golden Girls, the house or something, or there was a house, right?
Yeah.
So
they had and they had like old vehicles from different movies and all that too that were there. Like I think there was an old Herbie and I can't remember what they all were, but there was all different old cars from different movies parked out there too.
Right.
It's kind of neat.
Right. And that's what the Great Movie Ride is all about. It's that feeling of something that's lost now and you don't see anymore, but you remember it. I mean, I'm 47 years old, so I understand what it was like to watch older shows and movies, growing up. I'm in that age of, I kind of, have newer and the older, so I remember all the stuff my parents were into, the music and the movie. And the Great Movie Ride brings that back. All the movies that I watched growing up, those were the clips that you see at the end, and that's why.
So the clips at the end would be really cool to see again. Yeah. The thing with the Great Movie Ride is you needed the cast member to be part of the show.
Right.
So are you going to hire someone to do that part in your backyard, or are you going to just not have that part of the Great Movie Ride?
I'm willing to go out and pay, and because you have to have there's two of them, right? Exactly.
Yeah, you need two cast members.
Two cast members, and I'm gonna have to do it because that's how much I love the Great Movie Ride.
Or are you and Kim going to be the two cast members and play the parts?
We could for other people, but I'm wondering who's going to do it for me.
You just switch off. There's three of you.
Yeah, you just switch off, right? Yeah.
One person be the passenger, one person be the outlaw, and the other person be the tour guide.
I would get such a kick out of that, though, like playing a part in that. That'd be a great idea. And there was a lot of hidden meat there that we used to look.
There was a hidden R2D2 and C3PO in there too.
And I never saw that. I never got to see that.
I tried every time I went. I tried to find it. I never could find it. But I saw pictures of it. So
right.
In the Indiana Jones area.
Yeah, that was a very good scene.
So my number one, it was Toy Story Mania, but we already talked about Toy Story Mania.
We did.
I think it would be Toy Story Mania because I think everything you said it was bang on. Is that it's a game and it's like playing a video game every single time you play it.
Every time. Yeah.
But I'm gonna change mine because we already talked about that one. See how I snuck in a bonus one? Do you like
that?
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, I have that as well. At the end of my list, I have a couple honorable mentions.
So I don't think it's gonna be much of a surprise to most people, but I'm gonna pick the Muppet Vision 3D.
Not a surprise at all.
Not a surprise at all. But you know what? So not only do I get to get up close to the Muppets and see how the Muppets operate and how they work. I mean, they understand they're not the same Muppets that you would see on TV, that these are animatronics, but
right.
I love getting up close to Muppets and seeing them. But now I got a theater in my backyard.
Yeah.
So I could push that thing out of the way, put a different projector on. I got a movie screen. I've always wanted my own theater. How awesome would that be? I can watch any movie I want.
Any movie with two very old men commenting on each movie that you're playing.
Yeah, I'll be watching Star Wars and they'll be up there heckling the entire.
Yeah, exactly. You got the Swedish chef in the background talking about it.
Yeah, Swedish Chef trying to shoot Darth Vader.
Yeah, so think about like any movie you're watching, all the characters from that attraction are there in your backyard commenting and interacting in that movie, which would make it a whole lot better than what it is.
We'd have the penguins doing the opening music for
it is a fun it's a fun attraction to do. The Muppets 3D vision and also the 3D aspect of it. Now what if you were put into that show and you're 3D as well? So a 3D Stan Solo.
Well, I am 3D.
Right.
Yeah, I understand. We only see each other on screen.
Well, on screen,
but
right?
I am 3D in person.
Right. I would need like special glasses, and you'd be kind of blurry, but you'd be popping out at me like the 3D, like they do in that, in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be very
cool. I know what you mean. I'm just joking with you.
Yeah, although in person we are really three-dimensional.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like when you and I get to meet in person, you'll find out I'm actually a 3D person. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not just on the screen.
Just right, exactly. Yeah, you do.
You see every Saturday night.
It's like when the M&Ms meet Santa Claus. I'm like, you do exist. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do when I meet Stan.
yeah, exactly. So, what was your honorable mention?
You know what? I wrote a couple down here, but only because I love these rides. I mean, Flight of Passage, what a great attraction. And I can't put Rise of the Resistance on my list because I've never done it. So although I've seen video of it, and it looks amazing, I've never ridden it.
See, Rise of the Resistance would be great, but man, that thing breaks down a lot.
Right.
So you're going to have it in your backyard for a day, and you'll be calling Disney IT to come over and fix it. They'll fix it, and the next day it will break again. And you'll be calling Disney IT to come and fix it.
It's going to be constantly down.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean,
it's not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is another one I would love to ride, but I've never done it, so I can't really judge it. But Flight of Passage I've done quite a few times.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell people online who haven't before and say, have you ridden this? What do you think of it? And I go, when I was a kid, I always wanted to fly. And I would run the entire length of my block and jump off the curb. And every time I kind of wish I would fly. And this ride gives me the ability to fly. That's what Flight of Passage. So every time I ride it, I have the feeling that I'm at flight. And it's beautiful. So that's a big one for me. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, only because to me that's the best roller coaster that Disney has to offer. It's fun. There's
that's what's in. Yeah, every one of your 5 are attractions that I could actually do, which is pretty cool. So I can,
you could do Big Thunder Mountain.
I've never done Big Thunder.
You could do it, I'm sure.
I probably could, but I never will. I never will.
You got to take your ginger chews and try it. And of course, I've got the Grand Fiesta Tour starring the 3 Caballeros because 1, it's fun, and 2, it's in that Mexico pavilion. So if you get to go in the ride and that's in your yard, the whole pavilion yard.
So you get the restaurant too?
You get everything.
Well, if you're doing that, then take the Disneyland Pirates if you get the restaurant with it, because there's a restaurant built into the attraction of Pirates.
Pick either one, you get the kit and caboodle because you can't have the ride without the whole pavilion, right? Like, you've got to take one with everything, so just take it. Yeah. Those are my honorable mentions.
I think Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad would be a good one because I haven't ridden it either, but I have heard that depending which car you sit in, you kind of get a different experience too. So it has a bit of re-rideability.
Right. There's like 4 different types of, not ride vehicles, but you can get into cars 1 through 4 that, although you see the same experience, it's a different experience. From what I understand, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
there's Rise of Resistance. I've ridden it twice, and both times I sat in the same seat.
Oh, wow.
I kind of want to try a different seat next time.
Exactly.
Which is the front row, which is probably the best seat. I can't picture a better than having the front. Another honorable mention for me would be the Skyliner. Not really an attraction, more of a mode of transportation.
But you've done it, right?
Oh, I've done it lots.
Yeah. And it looks great. And when we were putting this list together and I was thinking about it, I also thought about the monorail, because imagine that's your view. And when you're on the monorail and you're not only going from resort to a park or a park to a park, the things that you see along the way and all that Disney magic that's kind of out there. So the same thing with the Skyliner.
Yeah, but I don't know where I would take the Skyliner. I mean, the TTA, I'm close enough to work where the TTA would work perfectly. Right. I guess the Skyliner I'd be able to take that to work too.
Maybe you could take the Skyliner to the border or somewhere.
Well, the border's closed.
You can take it past the border, maybe go buy some fabric or something to make shirts.
No, the border's closed. I can't go past the border.
But this is in your backyard. You own it. You run it. You're the governor of the attraction.
Yeah, I don't know where I would take the Skyliner or the monorail to, but anyways, this was fun. I like this. This is a cute topic. I think there's a lot of great. And Dave, when you're planning a trip, or not a flip, when you're planning to move to Walt Disney World, check out celebratingorlando.com.
Yes, is that with Victor?
Yes, Victor Naraki.
Yes, exactly. I see him all over Facebook.
Orlando.com.
Celebrating Orlando.
Yeah. Check out Victor's website, celebratingorlando.com. If you're planning to move to Florida or to Walt Disney World, to the Magic Kingdom, that's the place. That's the guy you want to hook up with.
Right.
I'm telling you, Victor will take care of you.
If you want to move to the Magic, you get in touch with Victor.
Exactly. That's the guy you want to talk to. And if you want to hear more of David and myself, Saturday nights, Now That's Disney Live.
That's it. That's all you need to do. 8 o'clock every Saturday, Eastern time, live. We're not just like a recording. We're not just robots, sitting there recording and making it perfect. We're live. We're making magic as it goes, and it's fun.
And Dave, you can bring your 3D glasses, and maybe you'll be able to see me in 3D next time.
I'm going to bring my 3D glasses,
next
and
Saturday.
I'm hoping that I can see you, and whoever else joins us. I think this coming Saturday, we have maybe Mary T. Wells.
This one, that'll be over before this comes out.
Yeah.
But we'll say hi to Mary anyways. Mary's awesome.
Hi, Mary.
You want to name all the admins on Now That's Disney?
There's a lot of them. We have a lot of that. No, you're one of them.
I'm one of them.
You're right there, up there with Kim Picciano, my wife. She was the second admin. I was the first. There's RJ Kisma, Jennifer Reynolds.
Awesome guy.
Yeah. RJ, I've known RJ's dad for a long time. I went to school with him. So there's Lisa Benfield, Mary T. Wells. There is Dan Solo, Troy Houghton.
I met Troy.
Yeah, you'd have, right. And now we just added somebody who I've known for a while, who is Alan, and I'm probably going to butcher his name, Alan Barbarett, something like that. Alan. Let's call him Alan.
Hey, welcome to my world.
Hey, Alan. Exactly. Now I feel like Stan. He's cute and cuddly, and we're just going to call him Alan.
Let's call him cute and cuddly.
Let's call him cute and cuddly. Yeah.
All righty. That sounds good. Do you want to tell Ken, or do you want me to tell Ken?
You tell Ken.
Ken, take it away.
Take it away, Ken.
Oh, Stan. You went and made the executive producer angry again. And now it falls to me to explain to everybody why. Hi, everybody. They call me Ken. You may not know our executive producer is actually Donald Duck. And he wanted me to remind you that Victor Naraki's website is actually called celebratingflorida.com. We invite you to visit Victor's website and let him know that the Solo Show sent you. And now, Stan is going to write 1,000 times, Victor's website is celebratingflorida.com. And in the meantime, take it away, me. If you have a brilliant idea for a future edition of The Solo Show and would like to take your turn in the guest host's chair, then drop us an email at thesoloshow01@gmail.com. Tell us your idea for the show, and we'll contact you about a date and a time for you to join us. If you would just like to keep the conversation going or have a comment about a previous show, then visit us on Facebook at The Solo Show. All logos, sounds, and songs that are made by and for Disney and its affiliates are owned solely by the Disney Corporation and are not, nor are they intended to be, the ownership of The Solo Show podcast. We hope you'll join us for the next adventure on The Solo Show. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.